What is a whip share? It's an engagement strategy that encourages participation by all students. It's a process where students think or write responses and then quickly share their responses with the whole class. Why use whip share? It invites all students to participate. It requires all students to pay attention to their classmates. It ensures all voices are being heard. How do you use whip share in the classroom? It's a very simple strategy that requires very little resources. The teacher will pose a question to the class. Students will then be given time to either think of their responses or write them down. Then the teacher whips around the room, calling on one student at a time to share their responses. What are the benefits of whip share? There are many benefits to using this strategy. 1. It gives every student an opportunity to share their thoughts. 2. It sets the classroom tone that all students' opinions and ideas are valued and should be heard. 3. It's a quick way for the teacher to check for understanding. 4. It keeps students engaged in the lesson. When are good times to use whip share? This is great activity when responses are short. The idea is for the share to be quick. Use this when you want students to do a brainstorming activity. For example, the teacher might ask students to describe a character. Use it as a closing activity by asking students to share an interesting fact they learned. Or use it as an opportunity to share something about themselves during community building time. It also works well in small groups when you want all students to share with the group what they're thinking. Here are some tips for using the whip share strategy. 1. Challenge students to not repeat any responses. Instead, see if they can add something new. 2. After completing the whip share, have students discuss what they noticed. Did common themes or ideas emerge? 3. Use this strategy when there are many responses. The whip share is an opportunity for students to hear different perspectives. 4. Pre-teach students predictable patterns like responding in a circle or going up and down the rows to eliminate the need of calling each student by name. 5. Allow students to pass, but always come back to them at the end to see if they have a response. 6. Turn it into a game by having students write down all their possible responses. Students stand in a circle, and as a student hears one of his responses, he crosses it off. Once all of his responses have been listed, the student sits down. The game continues until one student is standing, or due to time limits the game must end. Using the whip share method is one way to make your lesson more interactive, get students involved in what is being taught, and quickly check in with students' understanding of the lesson.